My name is Souzana. Welcome to Love Belly Dance, my fundamental Oriental style belly dance vocabulary series. I'm going to teach you a hip slide. First, we're going to start by standing in balanced, supported posture. Our toes are forward, our feet are about fist width apart, slide the knees forward, our core is supported, as if we're wearing a light corset or wearing Spanx pulled all the way up. And we don't need Spanx and we don't need a corset because we've got the muscles here to support and help keep that pelvis and that fig leaf pointing straight to the ground. So, unlike a lot of movements where we need to have soft knees, with the hip slides, we're going to perform this with a little bit straighter legs. So we're going to go ahead and straighten up the legs a little bit. We're going to firm up through the thighs and we're going to firm up through the glutes. We still want to take care that when we do this, that we don't lose our neutral pelvis. We still want to make sure that that fig leaf is pointing straight to the ground. So even though we're straightening up the legs a little bit and firming up the thighs and the glutes here, we want to make sure our fig leaf is still facing down towards the ground. And so from here, instead of having our strong basic position here with the arms, we're going to give us a framing pose. And so we're going to take our elbows out to the side. So if this was ballet, we would have it here. But we want to frame the hips, so we're going to widen the hands here. And instead of having the elbows back here, we want to make sure the elbows are to the side walls. So this is going to give us great negative space, and that's going to really give us a nice hourglass figure by having that negative space there. So, with this in mind, we're going to shift our weight all the way to the side, as far as we can reach. And then we're going to shift the weight all the way over to the other side. And you'll find as you start to do more and more belly dance and you stretch that you might have a greater range of motion. So for now, you're just going to go as far as what feels comfortable for you. And what you're going to notice is that there's a tendency for our body that once we come to the end of our range of motion, that we want to naturally sit into the hip. And so when that happens, one leg is straight, the other one bends, and we sit into the hip. This is like I'm on the phone, I've got a pile of books on my hip that I'm carrying, whatever that is. We want to avoid sitting to the hip, so keep the legs equally straight. So normally we keep a nice soft knee, but this time we're really firming up through the thighs and the glutes, and as we shift our weight, we want to make sure that one knee does not bend more than the other, because when that happens, when we didn't do that, that is going to make our hips go in up and down motion. And right now we're really focusing, keeping this on the horizontal. This is a horizontal plane here, and this is vertical. So as soon as we sit into the hip, it comes into the vertical. So none of that right now. We're going to keep it here. And so the next thing that you're going to find is that because we have that tendency to want to sit into the hip and the hip starts to lift when we come to the end of our range of motion, that there's a little trick that you can do to help correct that. Now if you are looking in the mirror and that you're seeing that your hip wants to come upward at the end of that, when you come to the end of your range of motion, think about reaching the hip downward. Reaching down the hip downward. And this is only to correct if your hip starts to come up a little bit. Okay, so if your hip's not doing that, you can just put this aside, not for you. But if you find that visually when you watch yourself do this in the mirror, that when you come to the end of your range of motion, that your hip starts to come upward, then you can really think about reaching that hip downward and maybe even slightly bending the knee on that side to encourage the hip to go downward, just to correct that. All right, so that is our hip slide.